Okay, so Alexis, yours might seem like the easiest part, but it's actually the most important part. You have to do it the whole time. So you're pretty much just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 11 times.
Okay.
And you got to keep it steady because we're all going to follow you. You're like the bass drum.
Okay. I'm sitting in this corner. I can't sit up straight.
Okay, and then if you look on your paper, it's going to tell you a number in the bottom right corner. That's what number you go. So just read your music and
4.
Yeah, you're 4th.
So I go 12 times and then times 2.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 times 2. So you're just going to do it 8 times.
Okay.
And then this one, you're doing it 9 times. It was kind of hard to write. So you're resting for 4 beats, doing this 8, and then this once. So essentially 9 times. Let me see.
I'm a little confused. She's trying to say you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 3 times.
Okay.
And then you're going to stop for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're
Beep, 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 beep. Like 3. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. So you're rest, rest, rest. And then you're going to do that 10, 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, you're going to do that 9 times. I just did it like this. So like do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the last one. Does that make sense? So rest, rest, rest. You got it? You want to try it like once or twice?
Yeah, I'm
With
still a little
Alexis.
confused.
It'll be okay, I promise. It'll make sense in the end. So you just do, so she starts. Just read your music and think about it out loud. Okay, you guys ready? Don't start yet. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
And then
Okay, so can I see yours really quick? I know you're not feeling good, so it's okay. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, beep, beep, beep.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense? Okay, so I start out with no one else playing. It'll be Alexis though. Okay, so I'm gonna count to 4. Just
Okay.
don't even think about me or listen to me. Just read your notes, and it'll be so much easier. Don't even try to listen to me at first. Okay. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, go.
I'm so okay. These are like in a box. C, G,
We can do it slow first. So we'll just try this first line. So who plays C and who plays, I play G. So who plays this middle C or low C?
That's me, because like the deeper pitched one is the one that's lower down.
Oh, okay.
So I'm the C and then Alexis is the one that's down here.
Okay, cool. So we'll just try this first one.
Okay. Oh, there's like a crack in the
Oh,
tree.
of course there is. Try it with a different side. Like switch the sides. You know, like a straw. like when your straw
Yeah,
breaks.
that's straws. Okay.
That's actually not even bad.
That sounded good.
Okay, so
So E,
who's B and who's D?
Sergio's B, oh, and then I'm this D.
Okay, so let's just try me and Maddie's parts. What's wrong with that one?
There's like, I think it's just where I'm hitting it. And then G, B, B.
Who's B?
Sergio's
Okay,
B.
so we're gonna go.
Okay, wait, sorry.
No, we're good.
Wait, so it's how many beats? So it's
Do you want to
on
play the
the-
piano first? The
Yeah.
first 2 like stanzas, and then we can.
The best accomplishments are the ones where when you first start, you're not sure if you can achieve them.
Do you think others in the group will affect your learning? How or why? So when you're working in a group project for any type of class, definitely who you're in a group with is going to affect how you learn, because their prior knowledge and experience will affect how you interact with the material. So for our group, we had a lot of people who had never played music before, and that really affected our learning because I had to step up even though I didn't have a lot of musical knowledge to help them because they had a lot less than I did. And it was fun because it helped me learn more by teaching other people stuff they didn't understand yet.
What problems have you been struggling with while working on this project?
So while working on this project, we've actually come with a lot of problems. I don't know if anyone's ever played a BoomWhacker before, but BoomWhackers are really weird, and there are all these quarter notes that you have to find the notes. So when we have practices in class, we don't really have enough time because we spend like the first 15 minutes of our 20 minutes figuring out where the sticks are, who's going to get which BoomWhacker, what note we're going to play, what color it is, and then there's like a million of them that we don't use, so we have to decide like, oh, is this the right orange one? And it's kind of crazy, and that's been a really big issue. Another issue has been that a lot of people in our group have never played music before, so they don't understand when they're looking at the sheet music what they're actually looking at until we teach them. And so that's been a problem, but it's also been like one of the journeys of this project. Another problem we've had is that BoomWhackers are kind of weird, and most of the time they're played in groups of like 20 or 30 people, but we only have 5 people, so ours don't sound as put together because we only can play one individual note at a time.
If you applied this project in your future class, how would you facilitate your students' learning as a teacher?
So I feel like if I made this project, I would have all of the instruments introduced to the whole class before everyone picked them. That way we could all play with the BoomWhackers, we could all play with the ukuleles, we could all play with the guitars and recorders and so on, because then we could really understand what instrument we actually want to play rather than just putting our name on a list and hoping that we like our instrument. But at the same time, it was kind of fun to just dive right into it without any expectations. But I would definitely make sure to at least give students some sheet music or like a tutorial or at least some background on the instrument. That way they're not completely lost in the beginning.
What problems have you had getting started with this project?
The problems we've had getting started with this project were first picking a song for us to perform, and then secondly picking out notes for each student to play during the songs.
When do you think that you need the teacher's help in group learning?
We needed the teacher's help in group learning when it came to first initially learning how to play the instrument because none of us had ever played it before, and then we needed help once again when learning how to cover the melody of the song and how it should sound.
How do you think the outcomes of this project should be assessed? Should it be assessed as a group or as an individual or both?
It should definitely be assessed as a group because this instrument actually does require a group effort. You can't really play the BoomWhacker by yourself.
Successfully.
True. In what ways is your group getting sources for learning the instrument?
Our group has gotten our sources for like physically learning how to play the instrument on YouTube, from the Lady in the Man Lab, and from Sally. And that's just because there's really no correct way on how to play the BoomWhackers. It's more of a personal choice.
Do you use sheet music or other printed guides when you practice? How does your group practice?
We started by just like trying to look on YouTube and seeing what we could do based off of like what people have done and like what songs have been made specifically for BoomWhackers, and that didn't really work out. So we found sheet music, and none of us like really knew how to read sheet music other than Maddie. So Maddie took all the printed sheet music and wrote each note that it was, and then we color coded it so that everyone knew what note they were playing. What do you think your group's goals are for this project? What are your individual goals for this project?
Maybe just that initially BoomWhackers, we thought we were going to, well, it was going to be an easier instrument to learn, but as time went on we saw that like it was difficult to figure out the scaling of it and what notes would work best with which songs, so we're trying to figure out what, like even now we're still figuring out what boomwhacking notes would work best in what song and what part and who would use those notes during the song. So I suppose now it's that and figuring out a song that would be long enough to fit the time slot that we need.
Do you think that the challenges motivate your group's learning or discourages your group's learning?
Again, with the scaling of the notes, it might have discouraged us a bit at first because there were quite a few songs we were considering in the beginning, but kind of tossed to the side because we couldn't figure out what note what note someone could play, or maybe we didn't have the right note for people and it was too difficult, it was too short of a song or whatever. So most of the time we would throw away we've thrown away like 5 or more songs in the beginning and ended up with Little Mermaid and the scaling up and down.
What aspects of informal learning in peer-guided group are different from traditional ways of teaching informal music education?
I suppose it was easier with Sally because she's already a pianist major, right? So she knew like the scaling of the song a bit better, so we got the hang of Little Mermaid a whole lot better once she kind of went through the song with us. It was easier to distribute like who could do what when and the timing of the song and when everybody could play their note.
So would you say more direction is helpful?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
How do group members help each other out?
I think our group did a pretty good job of helping each other out. In the beginning, we kind of struggled a little bit to just do the basics, but then throughout the process, we were all able to figure out what our role was, and we got it pretty set by the end, so yeah.
If you have noticed that a particular person in our group is playing a specific role, what is it and why?
Well, I think we all played a pretty important role overall, and I think maybe Liz was kind of the conductor, and she printed out all the material and kind of told us what to do, and then Alexis also led us as well and kind of set like a guideline for what was going to be done. And I think my role would just be being able to keep up, because I know in the beginning I did struggle a little bit to just figure things out, but now I think I'm pretty well. But what else? I think Erin is doing a good job, and I think she's been keeping up, so I think we all just did I don't know. I'm done.
How do you think each member's role in your group has changed as the project has proceeded?
Well, like I said before, I think we've all done a pretty good job of getting better every time we've been practicing, and I think we've done a really good job of being a good group and kind of just helping each other out. And I think now that we've worked for multiple weeks now, we've got it down pretty much.
Okay, you ready?
Okay.
So start us off, Liz. Oh, that was my note. You stole my note.
Wait, I was that one.
Okay, let's start over.
Okay.